Who said anything about being finished triggering people with context about their suffering being self-created? Because I'm not. As a quick reminder, when I say self-created, I mean created by the unconscious mechanism of emotional repression and buried feelings in the body. So until we make that conscious, we're not technically creating it. It's being created by our systems unconsciously. But most people hear context about this as blame, attack, or judgment, because when you're in repression, everything feels like that. But it's really the only way to talk about this work, especially because with the right tools, triggers are portals to freedom. All right, let's go give some people some triggering context, shall we?
Uh-oh. I've heard a lot about you, Kilo Man. You're not going to try to get me to stop using my drugs, are you?
No way. Despite all the judgment and misunderstanding about what addiction is, your drugs of choice are the most effective way that you've found to medicate, regulate, and take care of yourself. So bravo for that.
Whoa. Yeah, that's really true. Thanks for not being like everybody else in my life who thinks it's a moral failing or a choice.
That being said, do you realize that you're medicating the suffering that you're creating? And you too, Ina. How long have you been on those depression and anxiety medications?
For most of my adult life. Both depression and anxiety run in my family, and these meds have really helped me to balance out the lack of certain chemicals in my brain.
Beautiful. Then keep doing what's working. But if it ever stops working, or it ever starts causing you more harm than good, remember what I'm about to say. You're legally medicating the suffering that deep down, you're creating.
I just happened to overhear your conversation with Scott and Nina, and I don't have that problem anymore. I've been clean and sober from drugs and alcohol for more than 15 years, and I'm really proud of myself for that.
Nice job, Toshi. I'm really glad it's helping you reclaim your life. And do you realize that not doing drugs can become just as addictive as doing drugs? In fact, not doing things, like feeling and expressing certain buried childhood emotions, is what's driving our suffering in the first place. And recovery principles can covertly co-opt that repression mechanism quite nicely. What many in recovery end up innocently doing is seeing how long they can go without medicating the suffering that they're creating.
How dare you?
There he is. Now use that trigger to access the buried rage that drives your suffering. We have the tools. Learn more at repressiontest.com.